Hello, and welcome here. Do you ever feel weary? Not a tiredness of the body, but a deep exhaustion of the spirit, a fatigue born from the friction of words, from the endless battles of opinion, from the constant need to explain, defend, and engage. You feel the drain of every argument, the hollowness of every victory, and the sting of every misunderstanding. It is a quiet ache in the soul. If these feelings resonate within you, know that you have arrived in a place of understanding. You are not alone in this search for stillness in a world of noise. Today we will walk a path together, a path paved not with more words, but with the profound and healing power of silence. We will explore why the true masters of life do not argue, but instead find solutions in the quiet depths of their own being. Your presence is it simply is. When you argue, you are offering your own peace as a sacrifice at the altar of your ego. The need to be right is a cage forged from pride, and its only prisoner is you. Observe the flow of conversation like a river. An argument is a dam blocking the natural current of understanding. A master lets the river flow. You are not required to attend every argument you are invited to. Your silence is a polite refusal. The loudest person in the room is often the one with the least to say. Their volume is a mask for their emptiness. Your quiet confidence is a fortress. Words are arrows, some are meant to wound, some to provoke. Silence is a shield that does not fight back, but simply makes the arrows fall useless to the ground. Let them exhaust their quiver. Your stillness is infinite. People do not argue with what you say, they argue with their. In the heat of conflict, the first thing to be burned is the truth. Silence is the cool water that allows it to grow again. Winning an argument is like winning a storm. You may feel powerful for a moment, but you are left standing in the wreckage of a relationship. The most profound statements are often made without opening your mouth. Your calm presence speaks a language everyone understands, even if they cannot yet speak it themselves. An argument is a dance of two. Consider an ancient tree. It does not argue with the wind. It bends, it yields, and its roots only grow deeper. Be the tree, your strength is in your flexibility and your deep-rooted peace. When you feel the pull to defend yourself, ask, what am I truly defending? Is it my truth or is it my image? The truth needs no defense, and the image is an illusion. Silence is not an absence of an answer. It is the let others wrestle with their own projections. Your role is not to be a sparring partner for their inner demons. Your role is to be a sanctuary for your own soul. The more you explain, the more you get entangled. Your words become a net, trapping you in a cycle of justification. Silence is the sharp blade that cuts you free. If these words are finding a home within you, perhaps you would consider liking this video and subscribing to your energy as a sacred currency. Do not spend it on transactions that leave you bankrupt. An argument is the most expensive purchase you can make. It costs you your tranquility. Watch how agitated people become in the face of your calm. Your silence is a mirror, and in it they see their own turmoil. This is not your burden to carry. The master understands that some battles are won by not fighting at all. The battlefield is the mind. You are listening to what is not being said, to the fear behind the anger, to the pain behind the pride. Your silence is a form of deep compassion. An argument is a desperate attempt to control the opinion of another. A master knows that the only thing you can truly control is your own response. Therein lies all your power. The world is full of echoes, people repeating what they have heard without understanding. Your silence is an original sound. Silence is the thread that allows for careful, deliberate repair. Let your silence be a question. Let it ask, is this truly important? Does this conflict serve our growth? Is there a more peaceful way? A word spoken in anger can create a scar that lasts a lifetime. A moment of silence can prevent a wound that may never heal. Choose your legacy. The need to have the last word is the ego's final, desperate. Your peace is the only validation you will ever need. You are the guardian of your inner garden. Do not allow the seeds of someone else's chaos to be planted there through a heated exchange. When you refuse to argue, you are not being passive. You are actively choosing a higher state of being. It is an act of immense strength and self-respect. Think of the deep ocean. The surface may be turbulent with waves and storms. Cultivate your inner depths. Your silence is a statement of sovereignty. It declares that you are the ruler of your own emotional kingdom, and its gates are closed to needless conflict. People will try to pull you into their storm. Your peace is the anchor that holds you firm. You are not a leaf to be blown about by their winds of emotion. Arguing gives away your power. It places your emotional state in the hands of another. Silence. The most effective way to quiet a noisy room is not to shout over it, but to introduce a profound silence. Your presence can be that silence. When you are silent, you give the other person a gift, the space to hear themselves. Often in that space they find their own answers without your intervention. An argument seeks a victor and a vanquished. A master seeks only understanding and connection. Silence is the bridge between two separate. In the quiet, you remember who you are. The truth is quiet. A lie is loud, defensive, and elaborate. Trust the quiet. It is the language of reality itself. By choosing silence, you are teaching the world how to treat you. You are teaching them that your energy is precious and your peace is non-negotiable. Let your stillness be your answer. It is an answer that cannot be debated, misinterpreted, or twisted. It simply is. Every argument you avoid is a moment of your life reclaimed. How many more moments will you give away? You are not ignoring the problem by being silent. You are holding it in a space of clarity, allowing the solution to emerge without the distortion of ego. A master moves through conflict like water moves around a stone. It does not fight the obstacle, it finds the path of least resistance. Your silence is that path. What will you build with your reclaimed power? Your silence is a form of faith. Faith in yourself to handle the situation with grace, and faith in the other person to find their own way. Do not mistake meekness for weakness. The silent observer sees all the moves on the chessboard, while the players see only their next attack. An argument is a conversation of the deaf, where each person is only waiting for their turn to speak. Silence is the you are saying, I trust you to manage your own emotions. I am here, but I will not interfere with your process. Let go of the need to manage how others perceive you. Their perception is their story, not your reality. Your reality is the peace you feel inside. The highest form of intelligence is not the ability to win an argument, but the ability to walk away from one that is not worth your time. Your silence is not empty. The more you connect with your inner self, the less you will be shaken by the outer world. The noise of conflict becomes a distant hum, unable to penetrate your core. A master knows that clarity is found in solitude, not in the chaos of debate. Retreat into your inner castle, and the answers will find you. You do not need to prove your worth through verbal combat. Your worth is inherent and unchangeable. It transcends culture, belief, and opinion. It is the common ground upon which all hearts can meet. An argument is about the past, what was said, what was done. Silence is about the present. It is a conscious choice to be here. Now, in a state of calm, stop feeding the fires of discord. Every word of defense is another log on the pyre. Let the flames die down on their own. Your silence starves the conflict. See these not as attacks, but as opportunities to practice your mastery. Every moment you choose silence over strife, you are rewiring your brain for peace. You are building a new neural pathway to a more evolved you. The master's power is not in their ability to defeat others, but in their inability to be defeated. Your unshakable peace is your victory. Allow others the dignity of their own journey. You cannot argue someone. When you step back from the fray, you gain a higher perspective. You see the game for what it is, a pointless expenditure of life force. You are here for more than that. The space between your thoughts is where your wisdom resides. Silence expands that space, giving your wisdom room to breathe. When you speak, let your words be an improvement upon the silence. If they are not, let the silence remain. It is a perfect state. A master's presence is healing. Be that presence for others. The ultimate freedom is the freedom from the opinions of others. This freedom is found not by arguing against them, but by becoming indifferent to them through inner stillness. The world is addicted to drama. Your peaceful, silent response is a radical act of rebellion. It is a quiet revolution of the soul. An argument is a war over a map. A master is interested in the territory itself. Your silence communicates boundaries more effectively than an angry outburst. It says, "Here is the line, and I will not cross it into chaos with you." Let your actions be your argument. Live your truth so fully that words become unnecessary. Your life is your most eloquent statement. The need to be understood is a subtle trap of the ego. A master seeks not to be understood, but to understand their own self. Peace is not the absence of conflict, but the ability to remain centered within it. Your silence is the eye of the storm. When you are quiet, you are not surrendering. You are ascending to a higher ground where the conflict below seems small and insignificant. Remember the feeling after a bitter argument, the exhaustion, the regret. Now remember the feeling of choosing peace, the quiet strength, the self-respect which do not let the harsh strokes of conflict mar its beauty. Use the soft brush of silence to create a masterpiece of peace. A master is not someone who knows all the answers. A master is someone who is comfortable with not knowing, who rests in the quiet mystery of life. Silence is the soil in which the seeds of insight can grow. You cannot hear the whisper of intuition over the shouting of an argument. When you are honoring your own need for a peaceful existence. It is a profound act of self-love. If you find value in these moments of reflection, a simple like or a subscription is a quiet nod of encouragement, a sign that we are on this path together. We appreciate your silent support. The most powerful people are not those who command armies, but those who command themselves. Your self-control begins with the taming of your tongue. The inner world is the only territory worth conquering. Your quiet heart is a refuge for a noisy world. People will be drawn to your calm without knowing why. You are a walking sanctuary. Do not wrestle with a pig. You both get dirty, and the pig enjoys it. Some arguments are simply not worth the mess. Your silence keeps you clean. Silence allows you to see the chess game from above. You are no longer just a pawn in someone else's game. To be silent is to be powerful. To be calm is to be invincible. The world can throw its chaos at you, but it cannot touch the core of your being. Let go of the illusion that your words can fix another person. People only change when they are ready. Your role is to hold a peaceful space for their potential transformation. The universe is having a conversation with you all the time, but silence is a vertical connection. Soul to the universe, choose your dimension. Your silence is a gift to yourself first, and then to the world. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Fill your cup with peace, and it will overflow to others naturally. A master does not absorb the negativity of others. Their silence is a filter, letting compassion flow out and keeping toxicity from coming in. The less you say, the more your word. In silence, you reclaim your narrative. You are no longer a character in someone else's drama. You are the author of your own peaceful story. Every argument is a choice. You are choosing to invest your life's precious moments in discord. What if you chose to invest them in beauty, in learning, in love? The master's mind is like a still lake. It reflects the sky perfectly. An agitated mind is like a turbulent lake. It reflects. Your silence stills the waters. You teach people that you are a person of peace by consistently choosing it. Your reputation will not be one of weakness, but of unshakable strength. The greatest battles are fought not on any field, but within the silent landscape of the soul. Win the inner war, and you will find peace in the outer world. Your silence is not passive aggression. It is conscious disengagement. Know the difference. Let your presence be an invitation to a higher level of communication, an invitation to move beyond words into a space of mutual respect and quiet understanding. When you argue, you are dancing to someone else's tune. When you are silent, you are listening to the music of your own soul. The final word is a myth. The conversation of life is ongoing. A master is not concerned with ending the debate. It can transmute the base metal of conflict into the gold of wisdom and inner peace. Let others be right. Give them that gift. What you gain in return, your serenity, is infinitely more valuable. A master knows that the only victory worth winning is the victory over one's own reactive impulses. Every time you choose silence, you win. The world is shouting for attention. Your quiet, centered presence is a rare and magnetic quality. Stop preparing your rebuttal and start preparing your heart. The goal is not to win the point, but to preserve the connection. Silence preserves connection where words would break it. An argument is a closed loop, feeding on itself. Silence breaks the circuit. It introduces a new variable, the possibility of peace. A master is a good steward of their energy. They know that conflict is a leak in the soul's reservoir. They plug. When you are silent, you are not being unresponsive. You are responding from a place of depth, not from the surface, level chatter of the ego. Your stillness is the most profound response. Let go of the need to educate everyone. Your path is your own. Walk it with grace and silence, and those who are meant to will learn from your example, not your lectures. The greatest power is to be so rooted in yourself that nothing. An argument is a storm in a teacup. From the perspective of your eternal soul, it is a tiny, fleeting disturbance. Maintain your cosmic perspective. Your silence is a homecoming. It is a return to your natural state, which is one of peace, clarity, and boundless love. Everything else is just noise you have learned. A master does not solve problems by adding more energy to them. They solve them by becoming a space of guard your inner state as you would your most precious treasure. Silence is the key to the vault. When you have nothing to prove, you have nothing to lose. This is the freedom of the master. Their identity is not on the line in any conversation. Your silence is a compassionate boundary. It protects you, and it protects the other person from the consequences of your own potential reactivity. When you feel triggered, it is your internal alarm system, warning you that your peace is in danger. Thank it and take shelter. A master doesn't just practice silence, they become it. Their very essence is peace. They are the living embodiment of the stillness they cultivate. The world needs fewer debaters and more healers. Healing happens in a space of quiet acceptance, not in the crossfire of opinions. Be a healer. You cannot control the words of others, but you can choose the silence of your own heart. In the end, what will matter is not the arguments you won, but the moments of peace you created and shared. Let your life be a testament to the power of a quiet spirit. A master knows that true communication is a communion of souls, which often happens in the spaces between the words. Cultivate the spaces. Your silence is not a void, it is you are the sky, the thoughts, the emotions, the arguments. They are just clouds passing by. Do not identify with the clouds. Remain the vast, open, peaceful sky. A master finds strength in surrender. Not surrender to the other person, but surrender to the flow of life, which is always moving toward resolution and peace. Let your silence be your prayer, a prayer for clarity, for compassion. The journey from a reactive person to a wise master is a journey from noise to silence. It is a journey from the head to the heart. It is the most important journey you will ever take. Thank you for walking this path with me today, for sitting in this quiet space of reflection. The world may continue its clamor, but you have found a sanctuary within. You have remembered the power that lies in your own stillness. Hold on to that. Nurture it, let it be the... Thank you for being here. Until next time.